channel. I know it's been a while since I haven't showed my face, and today's the day. And uh, I forgot to tell you guys that it's been a lot of changes lately. And another thing is, um, hold on, let me charge my cell phone. All right, guys. So I have done some changes over the past 1.5 month, and even though it's been almost 2 months, which today we're in the 11th, and the 28th would have been 2 months, and it's not gonna be 2 months anymore because another thing is I did some changes, which at first, the first day I know the challenge started, and today it's officially over, and another thing is that it's officially gone. And another thing is, it's gone forever. And another thing is, I was more focused on buses. And a bus is always in my mind. And I never got any chance to, ask out or anything. And I never wanted to do that because another thing is, I wasn't rushing. I didn't want a relationship. So all I did was moved on, and I forced myself not to talk. And um since it's been almost 2 months, the challenge made things worse with the gossip and the flirting. And today it officially ended. And another thing is I don't remember the whole entire story because um today I had to take my test. I was supposed to go in second lunch, but I couldn't go to second lunch because I went to first lunch at 11 o'clock, even though I was supposed to go to lunch at 12. And another thing is that I know that it's been a while for not talking, and it's been only 43 days. Now the whole entire story, I don't remember how this happened, but I decided not to talk. And another thing is, I don't remember this person's name. I don't remember the faces. I don't remember nothing. And I guess I guess that's about I don't know, but another thing is I don't make YouTube shorts anymore, even though it's been nearly 10 days. And another thing is um since the challenge is officially over, which it is over, and ah I mean the challenge ended, but I'm not 100% sure how this ended. And another thing is I don't remember the whole entire story because I wasn't paying attention, and my mind all of a sudden forgot about them, and I don't remember the person's name anymore. Now, another thing is that I forgot to mention that um when it was uh when it was January 28th is when the challenge started, and unfortunately, the challenge has, made the people think that I was ignoring them, which I was, and now, since, I've been moving on, day after day, I remember day after day, at first it kept continue going, but then when it was March 2026, which we're in right now, and since 2026 of March is one of the best parts of 2026, as well as January and February, but it took them forever to end the gossip and the flirting, and I'm happy now that it ended. And um, since it ended, I have peace now. Um, I'm gonna just stay focused on my buses, and eventually I will get a girl. I don't know when, or I don't know who it is, and it's not gonna be dumb. Trust me, it's not gonna be dumb. And also, I don't know who there is, and I don't know who they are anymore because my mind is not into them. And another thing is, I had to stay focused on my test, which my test almost lasted for like 2 hours. And I took a test at school about biology. I took a biology test. I took science because I'm in sophomore year, and um, I had to take my test today, and I completed it, which took me about almost 2 hours, and it had 117 pages. So I had to stay focused, and I did. And then all of a sudden, um, all of a sudden, all the memories has faded away. Which yesterday I made a community post saying I don't care about whoever that person is, and now, since um, since since I don't remember the name and I don't remember who these people are, I have a feeling that the testing has took the mind away, and it's good. I don't have to remember them. I don't have to deal with them no more. And guess what? They are gone forever. And another thing is, they're not gonna know anything about me anymore. I blocked them. Another thing is, I blocked everything from them. I deleted their contact. I blocked them. Now, since I blocked them and everything, they're not gonna hear from me again. And another thing is, they're never gonna hear me ever again from school. They're never gonna hear me anyways anymore. They're not gonna hear me anymore from school. And it's been only 43 days. Now, unfortunately, this challenge ends here, but as you guys know, I won't be talking to them for the rest of their lives, and who knows how long they're gonna live, but who knows if I might live longer than them, you never know. And another thing is, it's only been 43 days. So 43 days, next week will be 50. And now, since y'all know, since the challenge has officially ended, that means it ended forever. Now, forever is infinity, and infinity is never non-stop. Now, another thing is, one thing I will continue doing is focus on buses and YouTube, and from there, we'll see what else happen in the future, and hopefully in the future, I don't have to be single for the rest of my life, and in the future, I might not stay single, but another thing is, at the same time, I'm focusing on my hobby, which is buses. And another thing is, um, probably wait maybe next year or maybe this year. I don't know, but it's not gonna be them. It's gonna be somebody else. And now I don't remember their names anymore, and I don't remember nothing about them anymore. So now, guys, this is the end. And now they're cooked. So now, since it's been since it's been way more than a month, they officially gave up hope. The test helped me. The tested the test helped me forget about them. Buses, it helped the buses it helped me a little bit, including the XE60s. The XE60s made me forget about them a little bit. But since the test made me since the test helped me, it was 117 pages. Now, the next thing is the test helped me forget about them. Now, an example is what made the test what made the test for me to forget about them. Alright, the test was not that hard and it was easy. So all I had to do is, answer all the questions from page 1 all the way through 117. And I did all of them in one day, lasted almost 2 hours. While I was testing, my mind was focused on XE60s, XD60s, XDE60, and all of a sudden the test was about science. So science is one of my least favorite class, I guess, because of biology. And another thing is the test helped me because the test bring the buses on my mind. And all of a sudden the test was basically about questions of science. We was learning about Prince and you know 27 days left until I turn 17, which April 7th is my birthday. And I'll turn 17 years old. And another thing is, guys, that another thing that I don't remember about them is that my mind had a lot of stuff. My mind had my mind said that they don't exist anymore, which is true. They don't exist anymore. And another thing is, they're all dead. They died. They died from suicide. So another thing is, I can't say that out loud, but unfortunately, guys, they don't exist anymore, and I'm happy that they don't have to flirt and gossip anymore. So my mind is saying, "Look, Kevin, they died from suicide." Oh well, that's not my problem. But anyways, they actually did. So another thing is, guys, do not do that. Do not commit that. Do not commit suicide. That's not a good thing. But anyways, guys, I don't know. Um, I my mind is like focused on that. And of course, the test really helped me because all I had to do was answer all of these questions. And it was from page 1 to all the way to 117. And the test helped me because it was a long time and I had enough energy. I wasn't distracted or anything, so I just took my test, my 10th grade test for science. And another thing is, um by the way, guys, my mind is focused on buses, um and also it's also focused on my phone correction, which I'm gonna get more phone correction. And I'm focused on cameras too, and I'm focused on videos. And another thing is, I didn't see 22-105 today because I was sitting in the middle of 14-1. I mean, no. And another thing is, I didn't see 22-105 because I was inside 16-104, which I was sitting in the middle recording, so I couldn't see if there was E22-105. And yes, 19124 is gone forever. All because of the stupid AC fire. And I don't know how the AC fire is caused. Probably they didn't had any good mechanics or something. I don't know. Some kind of mechanical issues, or probably. But they caught on fire because of the AC. Now another thing is, thankfully, the test has took all of the memories, the bad memories of the gossip and the flirting away. Finally, no more, no more mind about them. And another thing is, I don't remember the person's name. I don't remember the person's friend. I don't remember anything from these people anymore. All thanks to the test for making my mind going away. And another thing is, this is not the end of Haitian girls. There's a lot of Haitian girls that likes. There's another, there's another Haitian girl that I know, but I don't talk to her. I was supposed to talk to her today, a different Haitian girl. But another thing is, I couldn't because I had to take my test. So maybe tomorrow I will. I don't know yet. If not, then Friday, because usually, usually in second ones I have more space, and first ones I don't really have enough space, and I don't like first ones. I like second ones. First ones I don't like. I don't like it. Second ones I like it better. And besides that, I like to keep my book bag on the whole entire day. And first ones I'm not allowed to have my book bag, but second ones I am. I don't like I don't like to leave my book bag in the classroom. I like to keep it in my bag all day. Now another thing is, guys, I had to go to first ones, and yes, I had to take my book bag as well because my teacher told me to go to the cafeteria early today. And another thing is, I tested around 12 something, and the test almost ended at almost 2 o'clock, and it was like almost 2 hours. And I had to take my book back today to the first lunch. I don't usually do that, but I had to do it today because I had to test early today. Now, another thing is, I went to lunch at 11 o'clock today, even though I was supposed to go to lunch at 12 for PE, but I didn't have no PE today because I had to do testing, and I had to take my one I had to take my fifth period class for testing. And another thing is, um well, another thing is, guys, that um I managed to finish testing in seventh period. And another thing is, um you know since my mind is not into them anymore, the testing made it official. That means they're gone forever, and I don't care about it. Now, another thing is, guys, that this is not the end of the Haitian girls, but there is a lot of Haitian girls that doesn't flirt, and they don't gossip on me either. Now, the ones that did it in the past, they don't exist anymore, but the ones who exist now, none of them who exist now does it. Now, not every girl flirts and not every girl gossip. Some, but not all. Now, African Americans, they don't do that. Haitians, it depends on whoever. Like, for example, the one in the past did it. Now, but even while she did it, there was more Haitian girls that was looking at me at that time, and most of them wasn't doing it at that time either. But her and her friends was, but the other ones they weren't doing that. Now another thing is, Haitian Americans. It depends on which kind of. It depends on who it is, but I know that some be looking, and and another thing is they don't gossip either, and they don't flirt. But anyways, my thoughts about the Northeast regional rail. My thoughts about it is I would just give it a 10 because it's faster than bus number 3 and 203 because of traffic. And not gonna lie, guys, I was in the 3 for almost 2 hours. Well, actually, I was on the 3 for almost 3 hours, actually, because the traffic in Biscayne. Now, another thing is the 203 is faster than the 3, but another thing is the 203 Biscayne Max, it doesn't work all day. The 203 the 203 is not going to be replaced by the original railway. The 203 Max is still going to exist even when they have the train. Now, another thing is the only routes that will be discontinued is the 132 and the 101 for Miami Dade Transit, which will be effective July 20, 2026. And another thing is, guys, Miami is gonna have the new bus route 200, which the 200 used to exist, but they're bringing back the 200, but instead it's gonna be called Beach Max, formerly the 120, while the 100 is gonna be rerouted to Alton Road as the letter S. And also, the Route 20 will be rerouted to downtown Miami and the same path as 101. Now, another thing is, another bus change will be the well, there is a rumor that the Route 8 might have articulated buses soon. Uh, we don't know for sure if the 8 is gonna have articulated bus, but they need it. I guess they need it because it's overcrowding. Now, another thing is, I suggest for Miami to put articulated buses on the 9 and 9A, but also the not the, oh no, never mind. The Route 20 won't be rerouted to downtown Miami. The only thing is it'll be rerouted to the Mount Saini Hospital, which the Route 101 goes to Mount Saini Hospital all the way to downtown Miami. But here's the thing though, if Miami Dade Transit discontinued the 101 that goes from downtown all the way to Days Saini Hospital, all they have to do is catch either the 100 bus, get off Miami Beach, and maybe take the 14 or the 20 to the hospital. But anyways, I don't know. And I'll be catching the 101 on April 3rd. So April 3rd is 4 days before my birthday. So I'll be catching the 101, and I'm just gonna catch maybe one or two bus on the 101. If it's one, then I'll just take it to go east and west. But if it's two, um, if it's two, um, I guess I'll just take it. Now, another thing is, the Route 8 used to have articulated buses back in the days, and they were the NABI 436.11 60 LFW. I mean, no, not LFW, SFW. Now, I'm not sure why it hasn't used no New Flyer DE 60 LFA, and why I'm not sure why they don't use articulated buses in a long time. Now another thing is, I don't know I don't know what this guy is saying, but another thing is, guys, Route 9 once used an articulated bus. I'm not sure when, but 98 also used it a long time ago. Ah, The number unit was 15531, I think. I don't remember seeing it, but somebody told me that it was an articulated. Or maybe that might have been a cab. I don't know. But I remember the S and the 120 used to have articulated bus. But I don't know. And another thing is 77 has articulated buses now. And they're starting. The 77 has articulated buses. The 27 and the 27A is back to using articulated buses for about a month now, or maybe less. I don't know, maybe a couple weeks. And the 297 is not gonna come back, but for sure, I know the Nabi 30 LFN. It's ugly, and yes, it has the ISB engine. Good thing I never catched it because it also retired the same year I was born. Uh, But another thing is, um, Nabi is a good bus, but I don't know. Nabi was bankrupt about 11 years ago. I would just say October 2015 is when Nabi got bankrupt. Now, Berters also got bankrupt, but that was in 2023. And another thing is, Nova Bus almost got bankrupt, but they managed to save the company to build the buses. And um I know for sure the I know for sure I know for sure another thing is I know for sure the what do you call it? Oh, I forgot what it's called. I know it's a bus from California, but I can't remember the name. It also got bankrupt. But anyways, they don't make those buses anymore. Now, an update for XDE 60. UFR doesn't make them anymore. And another thing is, I remember that for some reason, I remember that when I was little, I remember Miami used to have a lot of Nabbies, LFWs, and unfortunately, when it was 2014, Miami Dade Transit has ordered the worst nightmare buses with the ISB engines. And the first time I rode on one was 14101 on the 75 going west from Walgreens at 163rd all the way to my house. And the first thing I noticed is that the bus was new, and also it didn't sounded the way I wanted, because for a second I remember 14101 is what I that was the first hybrid bus that I took from the ISB version, but that was in 2015. Now, another thing is my worst nightmare buses, which is the 14100s, all the way from 14101 to 14130. I wish they don't exist anymore, and I wish there wasn't those type of buses anyways. Now, if it was the same model, but instead it would have been better if they had the ISO 9 and the same transmission as they got today, or it would have been better if they had the um. I know for sure it's not going to sound good with the BE. I know it's not going to sound good with the BAE transmission. BAE transmissions are terrible. I'm not gonna lie, those transmissions are sucks. They suck. They're bad. They sound bad with ISB buses. Now ISB buses is a 6.7 reader, but starting next year, hey buddy, next year that type of engine will be discontinued by Cummins Power. Now another thing is Cummins Power will no longer make the B 6.7 reader starting next year. So next year they're gonna make it the 7.2 reader engine. Now the 7.2 reader engine, I hope, well, I don't think so, but I know it's gonna sound terrible. Now the B series, they're terrible. The ISB 5.9 is readers is also bad. Any ISB buses, any engines from ISB, it sounds terrible. ISL, good. L, good. ISM, good. ISC, decent. DD50, good. What else? DD40, good. Allison EP50, good. Allison, EP40, good. Now, Genflex, Allison Gflex, no, Allison E Genflex, good. Um, BAE transmissions, terrible. Now, Cummins M11, that one, it sounds similar to ISM, so good. Cummins X10, I don't know about the X10 yet, but I need to know how it sounds like. There's no video. I look everywhere just to find out how does the X10 sounds like. Now, I don't have any results of how the X10 sounds like. And another thing is, I don't know how will the X10 sound like. And the X10 is a new engine that was released it this year. Now, the X12, good. X15, good. X 12, good. IS X12, good. ISLG, good. L9N, good. And the first X10 bus is not delivered yet, which you know, they're in the process of doing that. And the X10 buses, I don't know when they're gonna come, but the X10 buses only works on, well, here's the thing though. X10 buses only works on MCI um motor coaches, and it only works on Gearwick as well. Only if it's diesel. It doesn't work on hybrid. And yes, hybrid buses is not compatible with the new engine, the X10. X10 engine is not compatible with the hybrid systems. Now, the only engine that is compatible with the hybrid systems is the 6.7 liter engine. Now, the ISB is the only engine that is compatible with the hybrid system. Now, I don't know. The X10, I don't think it's compatible with the hybrid systems transmissions. It only works on Allison transmissions, but for Allison hybrid and other hybrid transmissions, I don't think it's gonna work. Now, here's the thing though. Is Nabi gonna work with the X10? Well, for short answer, no it won't. Because Nabi is outdated and also Nabi is not gonna work with newer engines, you know? Unless it's unless it's the L9 or unless it's the um L9N, but L9 has already been gone. unless, but guess what? X10 only works on diesel and CNG version. It does not work on hybrid, which means that the only hybrid version that will work is only going to be ISB. Now, for the X10, it's only going to work on CNG and diesel. Now, the CNG version of the X10 is called the X10N, which will exist by 2027 or 2028. Well, rumors say 2027, but it will be introduced. I don't know when, but it said soon. Called the X10N. The X10N is the replacement for the Westport L9N. Now, the X10N, I hope it sounds good too. Now, the X10, the standard X10, I hope it sounds good. And I wonder if they ever gonna make an X11. Well, I hope the X11 sounds like. Now, another thing is, one thing I wish that it exists, I want the X10 to sound like ISM, but I don't know if it's gonna sound like that. Now, the X12, I seen videos of it. It kind of sounds like ISM. Now, the ISX, the ISX 12 sounds like ISM a little bit, but I hope the X10 sounds like like ISM. But ISM was replaced by ISL9. Now, another thing is ISL9 got replaced by L9, and the L9 got replaced by the X10. X10 replacement, I don't know if it's going to be replaced or not. We don't know how many years the X10 is going to last. We'll see if it lasts forever or I don't know. It might last for a decade. But anyways, ISM lasted for a decade. The same thing as ISL. ISL lasted for a decade. So ISL was replaced by the L9 in 2016. So the ISL9 almost existed for a decade. ISL9 existed in 2009. 2009 is when they made the ISL9. Then it got renamed it to L9 in 2016. Now, ISM got discontinued in 2009, but ISM lasted more than a decade. It only lasted for 15 years. It existed from 1994 until it got replaced by ISL9 in 2009, the same year I was born. And the L9 was replaced by the ISL9 even though it got renumbered in 2016. Now the L9 got replaced by the X10 and the ISM the M11 got replaced by ISM and the M11 lasted into 1994. ISM came out in 1994, then discontinued 2009. ISL existed a long time ago, but then it got discontinued 2009 and got renumbered as ISL 9 for the year 2009. So ISL was renamed it to L9. I mean, yeah, no. ISL was renamed it to ISL 9 in 2009. And then the ISL G came out in around 2008, which was discontinued by the C Gas Plus which existed in 2001, then got discontinued 2008. Then ISLG existed in 2008. Then it got renamed it as L9N. The L9N was renamed it in 2018. Now, then it's going to be renumbered. It's going to be renamed it as the X10N starting 2027. Anyways, the 100 gets flooded with articulated buses. What kind? Is it XE60s? Correct answer. Yes, it is. Now, the L9N was introduced in 2017, but it then came out into 2018. Since the L9N got replaced since the L9N got replaced by um since the ISLG got replaced by the L9N, um now the only thing is Miami-Dade Transit had a Miami-Dade Transit bus numbered 17101, but then now it's called 18101, the first ever New Flyer Excelsior XN40 and Miami-Dade Transit with the L9N engine. And now we'll see how the X10 and the X10G, I mean, not G, we'll see how the X10 and the X10N sounds like. We just have to wait for these buses to be delivered. Miami's not gonna have any more CNG buses, even though they're not gonna order it. Miami's still gonna have CNG buses. It's just they're not gonna order no more, or maybe they will. I don't know. I hope they order the XN60 or more XN40s, something like that. But I don't think they're gonna ever do that because all they're gonna do is order more New Flyer Excelsior XE, maybe XE, maybe maybe X, maybe XH, maybe maybe X, maybe XHE, maybe. I hope so. Miami needs to have buses that is reliable and buses that, don't have no more B series. Now, I wish Miami can order more articulated bus, but this time I hope they order it in natural gas. Even though it doesn't have emission to it, it has CNG has emissions. It's cleaner than diesel. Now, if Miami orders the XN60s and XN40s, then it will have the X10N engine with either an Allison or a different transmission. Now, with a different transmission, it's gonna sound better. Now, as I mentioned, those 19124 is not gonna come back, or I don't know. I don't think it's ever gonna come back. Not after the fire damage and stuff. But I'm not gonna lie, that bus sounded so good. But anyways, Miami's gonna have the XN40s. I mean, not XN40s. They already have XN40s. They have a lot of it. Miami has approximately like Miami has around 700 to 800 buses, and they will increase to like around 1,500 buses. And I don't know how long that's gonna take. Maybe that's gonna take years. I don't know. But anyways, Miami is gonna order the XE. well, Miami's gonna order more XE60s, but they're gonna start ordering now. They're gonna order the XE40s, which will sound the same as the XE60s. Both will have a Cummins Ace Alpha 3 motor for electric, and the transmission for the energy is called um XALT energy. Now they will sound good. Now the number units though most likely is gonna be 26 100s and 26. I think it's gonna be 27 100s as well. I don't know. But anyways, for what I know, they're gonna put the number next. They're gonna put the numbers, but they're also gonna put E. E stands for electric. Now, now if they get hydrogen buses, they will have to put the letter H for hydrogen. But E stands for electric. Now, if they put H, it's gonna now if they put H, it's gonna stand for hydrogen. And if Miami has the hydrogen buses, they would sound the same like the XE60s. Now, I don't think they will order those. I don't know. I know they're more into electrical buses, but I don't think they're gonna order the BK11. I mean, no, I don't think they're gonna order those. No, not the BK11, the K11M. But anyways, but anyways, if Miami ordered the hydrogen buses, it might have an H and a numbering. Now for E, they put it as a numbering for electric.